Welcome to this very interesting yet challenging video. And what I'll be doing is I have written down 20 topics that I am going to give my honest opinion about. Some of them I have written down to think that I will enjoy liking the topic itself. And some I've written that I think, I don't know if I will like this, but only time will tell. And I think it's time to show you guys the bowl that it's placed into, as well as the little papers that I've written and put them into the bowl. Here is the bowl right here. It's actually my grandmother's bowl that she gave me, and I thought, it'd be so cool to actually use this to put all these 20 topics in. Now, I think I'm very interested because as I just mentioned earlier, what I've written down, very intrigued to see how I'm going to give my honest opinion about it. And I really hope you guys will like what I'm about to say too. So let's get into the very first topic and give my honest opinion about. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle those topics. Whoa, that was a sign. Star signs. I have some good pros and cons with star signs. Like, the positive is that I can actually really tell with people's star signs with their traits and personalities, which is a good thing because I can then air out if I like the person instantly or if I don't. There are star signs that I don't specifically like the most, but I think it's really good with space and astrology and all that stuff. We get to learn more about who we are as people, which I think it's good that we have been told about those star signs. So yeah, I'm a bit like 50-50 with it, but I think it's cool that we'll at least get to tell who our good and bad traits are with it as well. Money, I think, can give you somewhat happiness, not all the time though. As the expression go, money can't buy you happiness. I believe that it can be good for saving to the goals that you want to do, as well as getting to live out your dreams with money too. I think it can be negative sometimes, even when it comes down to, don't get me wrong, when you win the lottery, it's fantastic, but then sometimes things can go disarray with it at times, and you just got to save up with it, as well as win the lottery. If you have won the lottery in the past, that you can really enjoy using it what you want to spend it on. But yeah, it is what it is with money. I don't mind it. It gets me to the stuff that I've gotten today. I think it definitely helps in the long run. Travel. Love traveling. I think it's one of the best things that you can do out of this world thing to do. So many adventurous places that you can go see and do. The only downfall I would say is the traveling to get there. You just want to be there and enjoy the moment, take it all in before you go back to your daily job or life, which your life can be pretty good, but I know that a trip can be definitely give you that next step level of enjoying yourself even more. Yeah. Exercise. I think exercise is great. I think it's good for the mind and body. It's really good specifically when you're on the treadmill or bike riding or doing your upper body stuff. I feel like it's good. It actually helped me to lose 36 kilos, so that's a bonus. I think the negative would be to it is the actual working out process, but I always think in a mentality mind that it's always good for you, but sometimes it can be very like, oh my God, I just wish this time was up so I can actually relax, which has been times that I have felt that. But yeah, there are some pros and cons with it, and I think that could be the challenging bit. But overall, it's definitely awesome because after it, you feel good and you feel energized and you felt like you've accomplished something, which is really cool. Games. Roll that dice. Really fun, enjoy it, and particularly board games and of course video games as well. You get this graphic detailed world and you get to really enjoy in the moment, as well as playing board games and other bunch of cool stuff as well. The only downfall is, again, you're on the screen constantly when you're playing video games, as well as when you're on a board game, and particularly Monopoly. Monopoly is such a long period game that you just wish it would end so that people would lose their money. Because we all know that it's always an argument that happens with Monopoly, but not in a bad way, always good in the long run, but it then can get very chaotic, as well as a bunch of other board games and video games too. And particularly levels in a games. I find with levels in a games, it can take forever, depending on the difficulty, or even with bosses. Oh my gosh, you just wish you would just kill that boss already. So I feel like it needs to be somewhat lowered down so it's just breeze and easy to get through any type of game that you're actually playing in the moment. Craft DIY. Pretending I've got a saw, people. It's incredible with craft because you can really put what you desire in your goals and ambitions to create the object that you want to make. As well as DIYs, it's always great because you know you can always get to where you want it to be. The only thing I think downfall is the process of it. Like you have to hammer in that nail, or you have to use a ladder or climb up somewhere to get something specifically where you want it to be done, and you wish it could be just like that. Overall, I think I'm more positive side with craft DIY because I think it's a great creative thing that you can do for yourself, and knowing that you challenge yourself to get to where you want that item to be desired. I don't really have a lot of negative honest opinions about craft DIYs. I think it's a cool thing that you can do, and glad that we have people in this world that can invent something incredible that we can use for today. News. I'm a bit mixed with the news. I feel like there can be some good parts behind it, like when someone's won a race in sport or anything good happening in the news, like someone saving something or anything like that. I think the downfall would be hearing like people getting killed or car crashes or anything, a negative vibe behind it. I don't watch a lot of news, but I feel like I wish there was a lot more positiveness when it comes to that. But yeah, unfortunately, there is sad moments that I feel like, I wish it didn't show this, but unfortunately they have to, but for news side of it. So yeah, a bit of mix with that. I feel like that I wish there could have been a lot more positivity. Mind you, the news reporters I feel sorry for because they have to tell the news itself, and sometimes it could be very daunting for them being upfront and telling everyone, millions of people who are watching television or on tablets and phones about what's going on. And I definitely take my hats off to those people who work in that industry and do what they can bestly do in the moment. Nom, 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 nom. Food. Love food. I think it's really nice and tasty. There's a lot of good ingredients that you can put into things. I think my only negative thing would be that I think the process of it, you just wish it was actually done, like so you can enjoy it in the moment. Like it takes forever food. Sometimes you have to do a meal and you have to put it in the oven for hours and hours on time, and you just wish, oh my God, I'm hungry now. Just give it to me now. Give me that food now. Overall, I think it's fun to actually even for the process of it, like making a smoothie. Love making smoothies. So I love cutting up the fruits, putting into a blender and having it. I think that's where I feel like that. I think just to wish that the process side of it was a lot more quicker, but hey, it takes time to actually get to what you're eating, and you definitely get a rewarding experience once you've had that first taste. Music. Music. Sorry, I'll do that again. It's in my own world then. Do it. Music. Wow, music is such an inspirational thing. I think how people create and design genres to make them sound the way they do is an absolute masterpiece. I reckon hats off to any musicians or DJ people that really get the understanding, even the lyrics into their songs. It's truly incredible. I think it would be the downside would probably the process of it, as well as trying to figure out the lyrics towards the song. Sometimes there's instrumental songs as well that can be a bit of a challenge because you want that right effect to be into the consistency of the song that you're trying to do. And that could probably drag out for a long time or quite some time just to get that high note or that right setting. So I think there's always a pro and con to music. You just wish it would sound this way and it doesn't go right, or a file could stuff up into what you're trying to do and you have to fix the whole process. But overall, it is a quite fantastic piece of art of just hearing music once the artist has finished it and just really enjoy the work that they have created. Social media. I think with social media, I believe it has some good qualities to it. Like you can really post that Instagram shot or make that recording on TikTok or even post a status on Facebook or Twitter. I think that's some good points so you can really show even creativity with making videos and stuff too on YouTube. I think that's the best thing. That's why I love YouTube so much, to be able to show my creativity out there with social media. The downfall would be is that negative troll hate in comments and stuff. I think that's the worst side of social media. And I wish those trolls would not exist, but unfortunately we live in a world that there is. I think that's the only negative is the hot trolls and hate comments. And as well as, I will say, I have said process a few times in some of these topics, but again, the process of trying to create that photograph or that video to send it onto social media, because it takes time. You got to figure out what you want to do, the creative side of this, to get that just right shot or video frame into where you're playing at. I wish it could be in a world without negativity with comments, because that always brings everything down, including with mental health issues. So that's why we all need to love each other as best as I can, support one another. And so I think there is a positive side with social media, but there also can be a downside with it too. And I think if it was much a better place, that everyone can be who they want to be creative wise and take the most amazing photographs. I think that's the best part about social media, is the traveling stuff as well. Always interesting stuff you do find on social media on that aspect. TV shows. I really get the aestheticity behind TV shows. I think they're great. Some people, even directors, shout out to them for creating the shows that they do make. It's cool what their vision, their story, even a bunch with other things as well, like the creativity, the storytelling, the adventure behind what they're trying to create is truly absolutely incredible. The only thing I think the downside is they're trying to get the right shot or angle, and sometimes it can be impossible. There's usually stuff behind the scenes, I reckon, that does go down, which unfortunately sometimes it goes onto social media. And sometimes it can also be a letdown if there's a specific cast that's not doing specifically the right thing, because sometimes that can happen. But also a positive side is I think they can easily work out the shot, even long periods of doing episodes. Hats off to them for doing episodes. I think that's the main thing also is a downfall, is they have to make so many episodes, and the length of an episode sometimes can just drag out far too long that you wish you want it to be just getting to the point of what they're trying to say. And that can happen a lot, in particular Real Housewives franchise itself. I do wish that they limited down the episodes of the minutes a bit, because I feel like it does drag on, being 40-something minutes. But also I do see why they do it for that long, because it's showing the story of all of each characters that are in the show. See, The Simpsons, Futurama and all that's 20-something minutes. And I think it's great that the creators, Matt Groening, were able to make something short like that, as well as Family Guy with Seth MacFarlane also doing those short minutes of episodes, because I feel like you get more of a experience and to the point to what they're trying to say. So, I think there is good parts about, like with TV shows, you really get to enjoy in the moment of what you're watching, but also it can drag out and you just want to find out to the end of what's going to happen, but you also don't want to end. It's a very complicated thing. I will say that you just wish it was just the best of both worlds in that regards. So yeah, I think that's where I think where it's going to stay for the long run. But overall, I think hats off to everyone and directors who make TV shows to where they are today. And I think it would be great to see their creativity come to light in those bits, but also the dragging long of they wish we'd get straight to the point as well. Beaches. So relaxing beaches. I find them just be so soothing and relaxing, and particularly the waves crashing down. Oh, it's like you're just in this dreamscape where you're the only one there and you can just relax. You can lay on the beach, you can go for a swim. I think it's really some nice aspects with beaches. I will say the downfall would probably be obviously wildlife, in particularly sharks. You've got to be careful of them, where they'll come out and, well, it has happened with surfers where they surf and they get bitten by a shark and all that. As well as there also is down point with sand. When you get sand on your feet, people, I mean, you just wish that didn't happen. I did find an actual tip that I read from another YouTuber that apparently if you get, what was it? Baby powder or something, you put it on your feet and it actually removes all the sand, and I think it doesn't like stick or something. So there's a little tip for you guys there, but I think the downfall is sand on your feet and a bit of animals in the ocean like sharks. But I think it's cool you can actually see like dolphins and other cool stuff, like even coral. Coral in the ocean is actually quite beautiful too. I think also, you can even just enjoy walking along the beach too. I think that's incredible. As well as, I think the best part about a beach is the sunrises and sunset too. So stunning and beautiful. Editing a video. Don't get me wrong, the editing process can be so long. It usually takes me a whole day to actually edit just one video. Mainly the travel stuff, I find that takes that long. I think overall the best thing about editing a video is you can really put your creativeness into it, add what you want, the text, the split screens, the showing of what you're trying to portray in the content that you're doing. I think that's pretty cool to do that, as well as all the transitions and effects. Oh my God, in particularly doing a green screen. Love making green screen videos with the backdrop behind me and stuff. I think that's incredible that you can do that editing. But I think the processing is the long bit. Even just trying to just do what you're trying to do, and sometimes it just glitches or something bad happens, or even when the file exits itself out. I've had that multiple times where that's happened to me. And it's just like, oh, I just wish you would stay this way or that way, or be like the way I envisioned in my head. So I think there's always going to be a bit of a downfall with editing, but I always take in as a positive, learning curve that I'm in the end of happy with what the project has become in my head. And I'm so glad and eager to share that with you all. But I think editing a video can also have its down points where you just want it to just be the way you want it to be. And sometimes the editing or the snapping of the clips together doesn't go right. So it's very 50-50, but in all, I do love the result and I love creating a project with editing a video. Very cool. Oh, shit. Colors are so vibrant and cool, aren't they just? I love how you can make anything appear enhanced with colors. In particular, your light colors. I find that they can be very beautiful and stunning when you add them to things, or even with clothing. I think it's pretty cool. I think there is some down point with colors, like you've got very dark tones that can be very like, ooh, or too much in your face. But I think it's cool that we have a palette that we're able to use for absolutely any type of thing that we're trying to use with using colors itself. So yeah, I think there's a lot of cool aspect with colors, and I think colors are absolutely incredible. It tells story, it gives light to things, or it gives darkness, it gives reasons in just about anything that you're either creating or seeing physically in the eyesight of your eyes. So. Clothes. What can I say about that? There are definitely a lot of cool, trendy things that I think clothes bring out in a lot of people, including the fashion world. I think it's incredible. Catwalks in particular, where like the men and the women walking down them, is just truly incredible. Even the people who make the clothing is absolutely inspirational. I like their idea behind why they've done it. Even with RuPaul Drag Race, I think it's cool how a lot of the drag queens bring out their outfits on the runway, and I'm just like shocked, to say the least, how cool they were able to create and figure out their ideas in their head to get it to where it is. The downfall is the sewing, the process, getting the idea done from out of your mind or written in a book or whatever that you've designed it from. And you just wish it was already bang done, snap a finger, and you're good to go wearing it. But I think I like how clothing brings you inspiration and joy once you put it on. Even when winter time, I think wearing jackets and stuff, oh my gosh, I enjoy that the most, to be rugged up and warm. Because I do love winter, but then it can get too cold, as well as with summer too. You want to be just wearing shorts or a shirt. And even designing, like having designer glasses or just sunnies or anything that's going to make you feel really, really good is definitely a bonus. But also with the process of sewing clothes, or as well as something that's not fitting you, or if it's too loose and you wish it would fit you to your body shape, which can be also a pain in the bit, where I actually have clothes that at times they don't fit me, and that could be a pain in the butt too, because it's like, oh no, I really like that, but does that mean I have to also throw it away? So it is what it is with clothes. You can either hate them or love them, but I think they've got a cool backstory behind them with some of them. Some of them can be just a bit, meh, I'm just putting this on because I feel like it. Or, you know what, I'm just going to wear this for the heck of it. So wear what you want, people. Makeup. Don't get me wrong, I think makeup is actually fantastic, in particular on drag queens or women. I think it's really cool that people invented like eyeliner, eyeshadow, contouring, foundation, I think spray, stuff like that. It's actually cool. I've seen a few YouTube videos how they do makeup tutorials. It's like, wow, how did they get it to this or that? I think for the down point would be a process, as well as trying to get it to where you want to be as well. I think what I find watching like drag queens and stuff, I think they get it frustrated when they don't get the right way of what they want to put on their face, and it can be very frustrating, that aspect. Or even doing something that they're in the process of, or anybody really, and it doesn't turn out the way you want it to be, and you get so frustrated. Because I know some makeup have expiry dates, and you wish sometimes that they last forever and ever and always in there, so you don't have to keep buying more once you've run out. So that can also be a con to that aspect. But I think makeup can bring a lot of joy to people too, to make themselves feel confident and feel more powerful to who they are as people. And I think it's incredible that makeup is invented, that people can feel good about themselves and enjoy what they want to be in life. And yeah, that's that cool aspect of it, but also the process, and just, oh no, I did this eyelash wrong, or eyebrow wrong, or I didn't put the correct foundation here, or so on, if you get my point there. TikTok. TikTok can be very interesting because I think there's a lot of people that create cool dance moves on there, in particularly where also you can actually learn quite a bit of stuff on TikTok, like even this thing that I found out with tacos where a person was putting soft taco with cheese over a hard taco. Now, I actually tried that the other day and it tasted so good. So you can get pro tips on just about anything on TikTok. I think the down point would be the scrolling process. Mostly a lot it come down is process, as well as trying to get the video right to what you want to create too. Sometimes you can feel like I've just stuffed up on this bit, so you have to redo or go back and do what you were wanting to do with that video in particular. Overall, I think TikTok does have a positive side. It can show your creativity out there with the world, and also just you get to enjoy being yourself on there too, and you get to have a following. You get to have people really enjoy seeing who you are. I think the down point also, as I mentioned, with comments as well, you can get bad negative comments where I have seen in a few videos where people have said this about somebody or this and this and that. But I think if the world was a lot more loving and supportive, I wish none of that happened. But unfortunately in this world it happens, and you don't basically try to take what they say to heart because obviously they must be going through something as well. But overall, I think the positive side in TikTok is you can really enjoy learning things, do dance moves, and a bunch of your creativity out there to the world to see as well. LGBTQA plus community. I love the Pride community. Proud to be a gay man myself. I think it's so special. There are people who are unique out there in this world. And you know what? I love and support all my queers out there in the world. Love you guys so much. I think it's made me to be the person that I am today. I always struggled with my sexuality throughout my life, and I think it's good that there's a community, that there's other people who have felt the same way and who have told their story, in particularly trans people, how they haven't been happy in the way that they've lived in this specific gender and they want to be in this other gender to feel more like happier in themselves, good in themselves too. I don't know if there's a negative point with LGBT plus community. I mean, other than hate that the queers get, I think mostly there's more of a positive with the community itself. I know that there can be some it's a bit of a challenge with the negative. I think I'm mostly more positive with this, in my opinion. I think that it's good that we've got a community out there that really support and be there for one another, and I'm so proud to be a part of that community. And I also want to shout out to, as I just mentioned, all the queer people. Love you guys as well. It's cool that I'm able to be who I am myself, and this is what's so great. We have this community that we're now doing Mardi Gras or parades basically around the world. It's so cool that everyone's sharing a part of who they want to be. That's why I love the LGBTQA plus community. There's so many words. Sometimes I do get a bit confused with it. One thing with the pronouns too. That was something I was trying to adapt to because I wasn't so used to it. But I know I'm a he, him. The way I said it, he, him. But that's where I am in that pronoun aspect of it. But it's so good to be part of the community, as I've just said a few times. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Cleaning. Shocking at these. I'll try that again. Okay. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Cleaning. Cleaning. I'll do that again. I can't do this right. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Cleaning. Not to say that I'm OCD, but I think I'm very much love cleaning. I love to scrub off that dirt or stain that's on the stove or something in the bathroom. I think the process would be very long and you just wish it would just stay clean constantly. That's what also the germ point cleans, like, oh my God, do I have to vacuum that? Or do I have to sweep this? Or do I have to clean this specific thing? It can be frustrating. You just want it to be staying clean and you don't want it to just be a process, but it is. But I think that's the positive side of it. At least you can get what you've done and you feel accomplished that, you know, you kept the house or business or organizing things nice and tidy, and particularly organizing. I think that's the best part. I love organizing. I've watched so many YouTube videos on that I think it's perfect that you can actually just store things away neat and tightly. You know, it's there, you just grab it out whenever you want it and then you put it back. But also, it can also, in time, with sometimes organizing, it can just get all messy in the drawer and you just wish it also stayed in the way that you had it when you first cleaned it. So there's definitely a lot of key points there, as well as trying to mop the floor. You have to wait for the floor to literally dry out until you can actually walk onto it. Otherwise, you're going to slip and fall and that will not be fun. So that can also be the downfall, but at least your floor's nice and clean. That's also the positive side of it. So yes, happy clean house or business or whatever, a happy mind. We are on to the final topic. My grandmother bowl has been really good to have in this video, and we are going to find out that last topic that I am going to say yay or nay to. Oh, emojis. Emojis bring so much joy to me, and particularly the cool smiley faces or the angry or the sad and surprised faces. I think it's cool how someone was able to design that and you're able to use that in your texting or sending a message day-to-day life sort of thing. I don't know if there's any negative towards the emojis itself, other than you wish that some would be deleted or some that like not a lot of people use. I think if you get rid of a lot of the emojis that aren't used and use the ones that you mainly do, it would make it a bit easier, because sometimes when you're trying to find the specific one, you're like, oh my God, can it just be at the top or something? That happened to me a lot, where I just wish the emojis that I want to have are at the top, and usually there's just too many that you're having a hard time picking, or this one you're trying to look for and it takes you forever to find that specific emoji. But overall, I like how they were able to custom design it. Shout out to the designer who invented the emoji itself. No, it's pretty cool. I think it's great that we have it, that we're able to tell expressions or how we're feeling, so we don't have to actually write the word itself, and it's quick to type and bang, you've sent it to that person that you're trying to send it to. That is 20 topics that I have liked or disliked my opinions on. If you have your thoughts on any of the 20 topics that I have said in this video, let me know in the comments below, please. I want to hear your say about what you thought of the topics that I have said in today's video. Until next time, guys, life is unexpected. You never know where it's going to truly get, and believe me, I would know that in just answering 20 topics. I find out that it is unexpected, but I really enjoyed the process of it. If you guys would like me to do something like this again, please send me likes and comments below what you thought of this video. Until next time, guys, I will see you in another one of my videos. Take care, everyone. Bye.